Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Midland Seventh-day Adventist Church for the graduation service for our Tri-City School. I was just looking over the program here and noticed I was having the opening prayer. That's not the only thing I noticed, though. I noticed that it looks like we have a pretty nice program today, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'm thankful for our graduates and glad to be here. Just wanted to point out before I pray here, if you didn't notice, down at the bottom it says, please join us immediately following the program for a student art show and refreshments. So just wanted to make sure I gave you a formal invitation to that. We'll be going into the activity center / classroom afterwards for that. So you're invited to that. If you join me now as I pray, we can bow our heads. Father in heaven, we thank you so much for this little school here. Lord, we thank you especially for those students who are graduating today and the efforts that they've put in over the years. We would like to pray a blessing on them as they move forward into the next step in their journey. We ask that you would go with them and continue to lead and guide them as you have through Tri-City School. We ask your blessing on this program this evening, and we thank you for all the friends and family that have turned out to support our school. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Welcome, everyone. We're so glad that you're here. When I get to be up here, I just like to look at you and just smile and see all of your faces. And I know most each one of you, and I'm happy to see you. So welcome. So this is my 5th year of teaching for Tri-City School, except when I taught kindergarten for 1 year. And it's our first time ever in these 5 years having a graduation, and we have a big one because we have 4 students who are graduating. So I am going to say their names and ask each to stand individually and turn around and look your way. So if you want to get your camera ready maybe to snap a picture. And so first we have Olivia Myers. Ariana Doan. Shaden Davis. And Destiny Davis. I'd like to do some introductions along with our welcome and some thanks. So I have some names written down here. So Michelle Cloutier and Audrey Willis, if you've been hanging around, you know that school would not be amazing without Audrey and Michelle. So I have a card for each of them, and I bought them each a bag because these say lifesavers. And they are my very dear heroes that save me all the time in our masterminds at organizing and taking care of all of the details. And I was just telling Michelle by text earlier today, like I said, did you turn the heat on? And she said, yep. And I said, you're a hero. And she said, no, it's the Lord. And so we praise God for Michelle and Audrey. Could not make it amazing without them. We get so tired, but we work so hard, and we have a joy doing it together. The problem with saying introductions and thank yous is that you could always leave someone out, and I recognize that I can't include everyone at this time, but I want to also say a special thank you to Michelle Cork and Brittany Doan, because these ladies have spearheaded our hot lunches all year and our parties. And so, ladies, would you wave your hands? So you make it very fun for the students. Thank you. We have Fletcher over here, who was on the organ, and Fletcher Wernholm and Leon Bodine. Did I get that right? And they are just volunteers to come make this fun and amazing for us tonight. We want to thank them that we had a real pomp and circumstance. So thank you to both of them. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to do some more thank yous later, but I want to point out some of you have had the pleasure to meet our school board chair, Dr. Brad Merrill. He's over here, and he has so much that he does behind the scenes to make this happen. And I text him and I say, hey, Brad, what about this? And he just always, if he says, I'll see what I can do, you can count on that it's done. So I just want to point out his wife, Cindy, back there. Can you wave? So Brad and Cindy are in our school board are very dedicated to our school, and I appreciate them very much. Let's see. So I have these readers. If I have them on, I can read my words, and if I have them off, then I can see you. So they don't work simultaneously. Oh, yeah, good thing I looked. So another hero. So our AV guys back there, and we were causing Jerry to work extra hard tonight because we didn't tell him that our slideshow had sound, and then we wanted the podium over here, and he taped down the cord so students wouldn't trip. And just want to thank Jerry for being a hero. And his wife, famously, you know his wife, because she is who the students call the cookie lady. That's Chris back there, who keeps them supplied with loving baked goods. So I may mention some others a little bit later. I want to acknowledge, though, that Pastor Mabio is right over there. He's going to do our graduation address. And then we also have Pastor Shefka in the back there, and he will have our prayer at the end. And both of them have come to study with the kids and to have worships with them, and just make learning about the Bible relevant and meaningful. And so it's been a blessing to work with them all year long. So I will stop at this time, and we are going to invite the graduates to come up, and they are each going to have a speech. And I'm super excited because I haven't heard their speech. I haven't heard the practice. So Miss Michelle did, but I get to hear this new for the first time, which is exciting. So we're going to start with Olivia.
I never thought that one day I would be graduating, and I am so sad to be, but as my friend Solomon told me, who's not here right now, that it shouldn't be sad because it just means a new chapter in our lives for us that are graduating. I have been at this school for 3 years and have had the time of my life here and made friends that will last a lifetime, like my school sisters, as we like to call ourselves, Nana and Rylan. Rylan would always give me a hug in the morning, which I will miss so much. I have grown so much here, like in learning and just being a better person. We have gone on so many wonderful field trips like roller skating and swimming, which I hope I can come back and participate in the field trips next year and see everyone again. I am going to miss everyone like Oliver, who would just make us all laugh just by saying one word, and like Amelia, who would bring her loving, sweet personality with her when she walked into the school. I also love my teacher too, and the teacher helpers also. Nana's mom, Miss Brittany, and her grandma, Miss Michelle, would make us hot lunch like spaghetti or nachos, which were delicious. And I have made special connections with everyone and finding out that we have some things in common, like Destiny and Ari with our love of reading and talking about books we read, and like Jacob and our love of music and singing. At recess, we would sometimes play Foursquare or ride on the merry-go-round, but the game that was probably our favorite was Duck Infection, which is a really fun game that Oliver made up. We would also sometimes walk down to the park on the cul-de-sac and play basketball or swing on the swings. We would also play soccer, either at the park or at the church. On Tuesdays, we would do show and tell, and it was always exciting to see the things that people brought. Like 2 times, Oliver brought 3 chinchillas from home, and we even got to see little baby chinchillas too, which was so cute. Also, Emery and Amelia brought their new puppy Tux, which was cute too. My favorite subject would have to be art or music, but probably art. I loved drawing the winter scenes and the flowers. I really liked when we got to use oil pastels to do winter scenes. And as the school year ends, we have to spend as much time as possible together. We have all become like family. I love you all so much, and I hope to see you all again next school year.
Next, we'll have Ariana Doan.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. Hi, my name is Ariana. I'm 14 years old, and first of all, I would like to thank my mom, dad, Grandma Doan, and best friend, who is Michelle, which I don't call her that, but for you guys who don't know her as best friend, I know all of you don't necessarily know her as that. I would like to thank those people for making it possible for me to come to this school. And also I'd like to welcome all of you to our school. Thank you to Mrs. Calo, who has helped me a lot with my anxiety. As some of you know, like Jacob, who I've known for a long time, know I suffer from really bad anxiety. It's gotten better, but when Miss Cole became my teacher, that really helped a lot. When my mom had to leave for one of our friends' weddings, it was a little bit of a harder time for me because that was my first time being left alone at school since having anxiety. So, and Miss Cole was really sweet about it. And also, I've been going to school since kindergarten, so it's gonna be definitely different for leaving the school. Alright, and then there has been easy parts and hard parts. So obviously one of the hard subjects was math, probably the easier ones was probably art or music. Those, and then art was my favorite subject. And then when we first moved to the Midland location, I thought I was going to be graduating alone. But here are 4 of my friends who are graduating with me. It is crazy how fast time flies. Feels like we just moved to the Midland Church yesterday. And it's been about 3 years. And it doesn't feel like 3 years has gone by at all. And then I would like to, for the new older kids next year, who are Jacob, Solomon, and Ari, please help Mrs. Khalil next year for me, who usually tries to help her a lot. So just try to step up and help her, please. I'm going to miss you all so much next year. Especially Amelia and Rylan and Ari and Emery. And Jacob, of course. Jacob I have known since 1st grade, so I've known him for a long time. And then my friend Olivia, who we have talked on the phone so much, who we talked to a lot on my birthday because it was a snow day this past year. I try not to cry. I'm good for it. And then, so one of my favorite science experiments that we did this past year was we made the comet out of ice cream and crushed up Oreos. That was probably one of my favorite ones that we did. All right, thank you for listening. I know it was probably quite long enough, but.
Next is Shaden Davis.
Hello. Thank you for being here. This last year has been great. I have completed most of the goals I had set for this year. The goals I have completed are the ones my friends, my teachers, and my family have helped with. These goals I had set for myself. These were goals I had set for myself, and I've done them, but only with God's help and His grace. I will continue to set goals and try to make them so I can be a better person. These goals are: I have made stronger friendships that will always be with me. I have had fun and grown in God. I am thankful that I've had this last year at school. In Bible class, we have learned about the great King Saul and the Saul who was renamed Paul after he was struck blind on the road to Damascus. We have learned about David and Goliath and the parables of Jesus, the armor of God, and the wise King Solomon. We've also learned that God will provide and be there for you whenever you need Him. I want to thank my mom for everything she has done for me and my schooling. I want to thank you for driving us to school. I want to thank you for your time and effort you put into getting us a good education. We really appreciate it. I want to thank my grandma for the wisdom in life that she has taught me along with my mother. Next, I would like to thank my aunt for the church events and the fun things we do as a family. Now I want to thank Miss Colo for her willingness to help and be a teacher, and to show and to teach and to be a friend. I will miss the school that I've been at, and I pray for this that this school prospers and is blessed. God has brought me this far, and He will continue to take me farther. I will grow in God. Thank you for listening.
And not least, Destiny Davis.
Good evening. These past years has been a blessing for me. I have real friends, not fake ones. Miss Cole has been a blessing for me for a long time. My best friends have always been there with me throughout the struggles and theirs. 4 years ago, I never expected to have so many friends. It also brings me to tears to think about how much I'll miss them. I'll try to stay in touch with all of you when Shadrach, Shaden, and I will not be here. I'll pray for you all too. I'd like to thank Ariana Doan for being there ever since I got here. We've studied together, had sleepovers, and birthdays. I'd want to thank all of you, even my mother and friends. I want to thank Ariana for having me as a Pathfinder partner over the years I was in Pathfinders. Miss Audrey is an amazing substitute teacher when Miss Cole is out sick or evaluating schools. Amelia is like a baby sister to me. It's fun to watch her pick on Shadrach when he's being dramatic. Math has always been my least favorite subject, but finding perimeter and ratios and diameter and circumference has been really easy and my favorite. The field trips we've been on all together have always been fun, but now all the older kids are leaving. The younger kids will have to need more help while we're gone, and we'll all have to pitch in. Ari, Olivia, and I have been reading a book called Too Much Salt and Pepper. It's about two porcupines who like to get in a lot of trouble, and they live on an island with Jenny and Sam. Lately, I've grown closer to my friends and learned more about them. Solomon, Ariana, and I like to do the same things, like singing and playing together. Ari is a very kind person to everyone. She's sweet and a loving sister and a very good friend that does have a little bit of sass in her. The whole class has been playing instruments like chimes, bells for a while now. The art shows have had in our classroom has been pretty awesome for everyone. I would like to make a special thanks for my mom, grandma, and aunt for being there for me. I hope this tradition continues with the younger kids and the staff. Thank you for listening.
On Tuesday mornings, the pastors come and have worship with the kids. But on Tuesday afternoons, Pastor Mabio, he has a last name, but I never call him that. I just call him Pastor Mabio. It's actually Coelho. But he's been coming on Tuesday afternoons, and he picked out some really fun studies for the kids, Bible studies they have stories and they have pictures and they're just interesting. There's a set for the younger grades, and then there's a set for the older ones. And so he's been coming, and so about 2 o'clock, the younger kids go off to the library with him, and they come back running sometimes. I say, remember to walk, but they come back all smiles. And then the older kids go off, and then they head back, and I say, how was your study? And they say, great. So they've treasured their time with him. And so we thought it was appropriate and lovely to ask him to do our graduation address. So he'll come up at this time.
Wow, can't believe I will not be seeing you guys next year. Today I have a special address just for you graduates. To you, Ariana, to you, Olivia, Shaden, and Destiny. I rehearsed a week to not mess up your name with your brother. So, and you thought that I stuttered, like, no, it's Shaden, not Shadrach. So, my message today is special for you. What you guys are experiencing, I hope, is the first of many special moments that I call threshold moments. Why I call threshold moments? Because they are like special moments where you are in transition. It's like parting the Red Sea and Moses crossing it on, or like Joshua entering on the Promised Land. And they represent, those moments, they represent waymarks on your life. And as you look back years from now, you're gonna see those as marks on the road. And today you are crossing one of those thresholds. You are leaving the safety of what you know and stepping in something different, in some of the unknowns of high school. Some of you gonna go to a high school, others of you perhaps you're gonna do homeschooling, I don't know. But regardless, won't be the same thing. And as you're gonna see going forward, starting now in high school and what comes next, the world around you will start to test you, like test your character, try to change you on the process. And people usually say this about high school and also about college, that those are times where you try to find yourself. But as a follower of Jesus, I have to remind you that that's not really the right thing. That's the crucial time for you to lose the world, shake the world behind you, and find Jesus. And so I want to share a little story of one of my favorite Bible characters. It's a story about a teenager. He was about your age, perhaps between 14 and 16, when he was captured, removed from his home, and brought to a foreign land. His name was Daniel, and he ended up landing in a very wicked city called Babylon. And that city was all different than what he grew up. And the city was trying to change his values, change his name even, his character. And in that place, they didn't honor God. Their value system was a complete different thing altogether. And but Daniel, from the get-go, he made a very important decision. And you can read that decision in Daniel chapter 1, verse 8, where he says, but Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself. So, before even he started to feel the pressure, he made a decision in his heart that he would follow God no matter what. In high school, and all the way through your lifetime, people are gonna try to label you, to put you in a box, to make you conform to something. But as Daniel, you should know that your identity is not given by what people think about you, what people say about you, not even about you think about yourself. Your identity come from the King of Kings, come from God. He's the one that defines you. And my key message for you today is like, do not wait any longer. If you never made a decision to follow Jesus, now is the time, because your faith will be tested. And the sooner you make that decision, is better. And now I take 5 seconds to also address the other students, because it's never too early for you to decide to follow Jesus. The more time you have to be with him, the easier it is to get by as your faith is tested in the world out there. Like here, we live in a sheltered environment. Everything that's done on that school, in our school here, is to bring you closer to Jesus. Out there, we don't know. So I urge you today to do like Daniel, and purpose in your heart today that you belong to God and that you follow Jesus no matter at what cost. And in closure, I want to share another Bible verse. That's a special Bible verse of my own. I also got out of my home when I was about your age. I was 13 to 14 years old when, for circumstances that I had to live by myself, I went to a boarding high school, and was a complete paradigm shift for me. And this was a special verse that made me realize that I had a purpose. The verse comes from Matthew 5, verse 14. Jesus says, "You are the light of the world. A city that's set on a hill cannot be hidden." And why that's important? The teenage years are very important years, but I believe ever since the world is world, teenagers try to conform. That was like that when I was a teenager. As I saw my kids going through their teenage years, I observed the same things, and I'm sure it's the same today. They try to fit in. They try to wear the same shoes, to speak the same language, try to blend with the background. But Jesus didn't call you to be a wallpaper. He called you to be a city on a hill. A city on a hill do not apologize for being bright. It provides direction for those that are in darkness. In high school and beyond, you'll find a lot of people that are walking in darkness, in loneliness, in depression, in confusion. And your job is not to judge them. Your job is to shine very bright and sharing with them the love of Christ so they can find their way home. And you might be thinking, I'm just a kid. How can I stay bright when things get hard? Remember, a light bulb does not work by itself. If you unplug it, it's just a piece of glass and some circuitry. If you plug, it lights out. So your plug is your relationship with God. And to keep that going, you have to stay on the Word of God. Let the Bible be a lamp to your feet, as Psalm 119 says. Stay connected with God in prayer. Talk with Him every day, even on the highways when you feel lonely and when you feel that nobody's there for you. God is there for you, and you can reach Him through prayer. And stay in fellowship. Find other lights, even if you go to a secular school. I'm sure there's other Christians there that you can relate. We are not meant to be solo candles. We are meant to be a city on a hill. We need to be together with other lights. So, graduates, as you walk across your threshold today, you are not just receiving a diploma. You are being sent out. Go, not as students looking to approval, but as ambassadors of the Most High God. May your light shine so clearly that when people see your good works, your good demeanor, your good character, they don't see you. They see the Father in heaven that sent you. And may God bless you. And I will be with you in prayers. Bye. Or better, not bye. So long.
I'd like to invite any board members who are here to come forward now for the presentation. No, am I ahead? See, am I ahead? This, because I took the glasses off, I tell you, because I don't know. I tried progressives once and I had a really hard time, but I maybe try them again. Okay, so we are, see, this is why I gave this for Michelle and Audrey, because they keep me straight all the time. Like sometimes I literally don't know if I'm coming or going. So they are going to come up and present awards to the students, and then we are thrilled to have our homeschooling friends here too, the Gooden family and the Hall family, and they are also going to do awards for their children. So I will go over there and let them be in charge.
So all of the students did a wonderful job, but we just wanted to point out some areas that you specifically excelled in. So we'll call up each student one at a time, and then we'll say what awards you got, so then you come forward and get those. So for Emery Cloutier, he got Masterful Musician, Imaginative Inventor, and the Spelling Award. Congratulations, Emery.
Oliver Eddy received Imaginary Inventor, Creative Artist, Reading Award, Masterful Musician. I'm sorry, that was that. Yeah. Sorry about that. See, we know who did the graduation, who got it all together.
Okay, and for Amelia Jean Cloutier, she receives Masterful Musician, Super Speaker, and the Math Award. Congratulations.
Rylan Colts. Enthusiastic effort, awesome attendance, certificate of achievement. Congratulations.
Okay, for Solomon Makoa, he receives Creative Thinker, Technology Trailblazer, and the Spelling Award. Congratulations.
Ari Childs, wonderful writer, peacemaker, math award. Congratulations.
Next is Jacob Wolf, who receives Super Sharer, Creative Thinker, and the Reading Award. Congratulations.
They just walk away. Okay, Shadrach Duman. Awesome attendance, super sharer, technology trailblazer, which we know that. Congratulations.